Live. Hey, welcome back to the Blockchain Brew Show. I'm T Squared. This is my co-host Trent, and we're going to bring to you another awesome crypto adventure, whatever you want to call it. And we're bringing some beer involved, and we're just going to have a good old time. We got news we're going to cover. We got charts, and yeah, it's pretty much the good old stuff. Oh, and garbage finds, because I'm telling you what, I think I found one of the best finds I have found yet. But before we get started, guys, make sure you smash that like button, get it going, and then make sure I get my fancy bell. Hit the bell to subscribe so we can get that rolling for us and get us on the algorithm boosted. That's what we want to see happen. Anywho, on that note, I got me Triple Horn Nordic Stout Wolf's Cross Brewing Company. Triple Horn's the brewing company. See if it gets you a better view of that. Yeah. Actually, don't drink a whole lot of stouts either, so it's going to be kind of an adventure. We're sitting at 6.7%, and we'll pop it open. Let's see.
Dude, stouts are the business.
Oh, man, it is dark. It is dark like other stuff. So I got a new mug, no Lotro mug. It's a skull. Looks like my face. And we'll see if there's any head in this sucker. Oh my gosh, look at that. It's like coffee. I don't know how much head I'm getting, but looks like a good amount. I brought a bigger mug because I don't want to drink this head. Look how much head I got. You know how much head you have to slam through just to get to the body? That's a lot, man. That was a bad pour. Don't pour like that. I tried doing it sitting down, but apparently, it's one of those things that I'm going to have to try in like a couple minutes, I think.
That's a violent head.
Yeah, it's all head, bro. Yeah. The 2 fingers times 2. but it gets thicker. The cup gets thicker as it goes. But it smells like a Guinness, man. It smells like a stout. Smells kind of like coffee. I'm gonna try it I'm not gonna lie, in a couple minutes as I wait for the head to kind of deflate itself. Let it breathe. It's got a little bit of morning rise to it. I don't know. What do you got for us today, Trent? While I'm sitting here letting this go down a little bit.
Well, today I'm actually going to start trying to do this. I'm going to share my screen just real quick. And
JG, what up, dog?
What's going on, man? Today I've got backpack full of cans from Monkish Brewing. And this is a double dry hopped triple IPA with Moteca, Nelson Sauvin, and Citra hops coming in at 10% even. And I will go ahead and pour this for you guys. Get our little ASMR crack.
What were those? Were those did you order those or?
Yeah.
The merch? Oh, nice.
I didn't order the merch. No, I was just showing the post because Monkish doesn't put the hops that they use on the can. You've got to go to their Instagram or to their website to read what hops are in that beer. So they're a little ASMR crack.
Are there hops in a stout?
Technically, yes. There are just they're not the same hops that tend to be in these IPA styles. They're hops that are more malty and dark and have a bit of a smoother profile. Have more of an oak, give like more of a woody.
Well, there's nothing smooth about this profile so far. I need like a spoon to stir it. Whoa, that's like a green color. It looks green, Trent.
I mean, it's definitely not green.
It looks green coming out of the can.
Oh yeah, I get. Yeah, I hear you.
Hey, don't spill on your trousers.
Like trousers. Molly
Isn't
said trouser. I don't even know her.
isn't trouser just a pair of pants?
Yeah, but I think the last person I heard say trousers was my grandpa. Dude, this is good.
What? Where did that term even come from? Trouser.
This is the best triple I've had in a long time. Man,
It tastes like paint chips.
no, it's like
Did you see the can? It was a joke off the label.
oh, backpack full of cans.
Yeah, I know, but I said, does it taste like paint chips?
Oh, are they paint chips?
Well, no, it's paint. That's where you get paint chips from.
Oh, I hear you. Yeah, I see what you're
Man, Trent, you didn't hear. I had to explain it.
saying. This is like okay, the mouth feel is thick, but it's not like creamy. But it's thick and it's real juicy. Juice bomb, it's like nectarine almost with some green finish that's kind of like all of these when I compare them to fruits, it's like fruit that's not quite ripe yet.
Like
Is
bananas.
yeah. That's
Like
it's
a
the
banana
feeling.
tastes fresher and it's greener.
Right. It's like it's an unripened nectarine milkshake. JG looks good, very milky. Exactly. That's that like that, Southern California hazy IPA style. Really, it's a New England style, but Southern California just started doing it better than New England did. I can't really say that because I haven't tried much actual New England stuff, but that's what I hear. Anyways, what do we got next? What am I getting into?
You are gonna go get into whether you like yellow bananas or green bananas more.
um, Yellow. I'd say like a yellow green. Not like I definitely don't like them when they're getting sweet and the banana's browning. It's good for
Yeah,
banana pudding, but I don't like to
yeah,
eat it that
pudding.
way.
I've never tried it.
I don't even know her.
Whoa.
Whoa.
I hope you don't know what banana pudding trying her is.
So I'm getting into a little mantra, right?
Mantra. That's right, Trent. I don't know if you had a chance to look today, JG, but Mantra took a 90% nosedive off a freaking cliff.
Say a couple more things about it while I type this comment.
Sure. I'm gonna do more than just say a couple more things about it.
Mhm.
Bubbles. Add to screen. Add. No, remove. Add. Look at it. OM, man. What a giant dumpster fire of a coin. Down 30% today, 90% for the week. And I'm pretty sure you could probably say that the daily was 90%. It pretty much was. Look at that dumpster fire. Man, look at that. The month. Talk about a coin that really just traded sideways before it just nose dove off the cliff. That was your warning right there. That's all you got. That little boop, and then it reversed back up to like $6.40. You imagine like having all your money in here and then dumping like 15x below like where it was at overnight? You'd be like crapping yourself. There's a lot of rumors going around too with Mantra, and I hope no one out there got hurt that we know. But the funny thing about Mantra is I feel like it kind of came out of nowhere. Just like it came up, it crashed back down in serious fashion too, which is pretty wild to think because I think it was like a $7 or $8 billion market cap before it crashed. I woke up this morning and saw it like at 4 a.m. I was like, oh, I should call Trent and tell him about this right now. But I'm sure he's probably sleeping. But there's a
Yes.
lot of theories on what actually happened, and we're gonna kind of dive into it for good. You should collect on those fart coin gains, man. Cash those in for sure. Was there one that I saw popping up that I don't know why. Why is VThor up 45%, but VChain is not?
I
See,
don't know. I'm not
then
on
you
the I'm
wonder,
not on the VeChain train. I mean, I don't got
because
nothing against it.
VChain's only up 1.3%, and yet its airdrop tokens up 45%.
Hmm. I mean, smaller market cap. I mean, when they pump, they pump. But
Yeah, maybe. Maybe. All right. Well, you got some articles you want to pull up for us, Trent?
yes. Let's see
You're gonna.
here.
I think you have to remove one of ours.
Oh yeah, I got it. So here we are, and yesterday, this is according to Dante X. Now, I was gonna read Token Metrics tweet that they put out about this. Uh, but the tweet got a little too bogged down with like shilling their platform, which is fine. That's how the world works, right? But I just I didn't want to read on stream 10 different times, hey, if you were on Token Metrics platform, you would have got our AI signal that was bearish on Mantra before it happened, telling you to go check out Token Metrics so that you can stay ahead of the next crash. Like, I didn't want to be reading the whole tweet and then like filtering through all of that. So but like Token Metrics have been an OG reputable platform in the space, and you know, they're probably right. Like their platform probably was giving out signals ahead of time. We should get an affiliate link to Token Metrics, by the way. Put that on our to-do list. But I'm gonna go ahead and read this tweet from Dante X because it's you can get through it without all those platform shills. Anyways, yesterday, Mantra OM crashed from $6.32 to 57 cents. $41 million worth of OM was transferred just 2 days before a rug in real time on major centralized exchanges. Let's break down what really happened. You got this guy's face pointing to this big red candle. Uh, Dante says, I was broke too, but crypto changed my life. Now I want to change yours. I'm not gonna read his show. The collapse of Mantra OM, a token once listed in the top 50 and trading on Binance, shocked the entire crypto space. Within a few hours, the price of OM crashed from $6.32 to 57 cents, wiping out over $5.5 billion in market value. This wasn't a regular correction or bear market move. It was a carefully orchestrated dump. Retail was caught completely off guard, and the official explanation blaming liquidations raised more questions than answers. For many, it looked like a rug pull carried out in broad daylight by insiders. A likely version of events begins with one wallet labeled Laser Digital, which transferred 41 million worth of OM to OKX just 2 days before the crash. In the following hours, the price of OM dropped over 90%, falling from $6.32 to 57 cents on the OM USDT chart. Blockchain data shows that this wallet had received the majority of its OM tokens from GSR, a known market maker, over a year ago. This wasn't even more alarming. Laser Digital is listed as an official investor in Mantra's MEF investment fund, a $108 million initiative. This wasn't just some unknown whale. This was a named investor unloading tokens at peak hype. The situation escalated further due to changes in token distribution tied to a supposedly generous airdrop. Mantra originally promised 50 million token airdrop with 20% unlocked immediately. That was later reduced to just 3% daily unlocks and then changed again to 10%. In March, when with the rest vesting in 2027. The constant shifts were not bugs or mistakes, they were tactics to delay token distribution. These delays gave insiders more time to position themselves while users remained locked and unable to exit. What was advertised as a reward turned into a trap. In order to vote on vesting schedules, users were required to stake their OM tokens. However, when the vote was held, thousands of suspicious wallets appeared to participate. Blockchain sleuths. What's a sleuth? Blockchain sleuths found evidence that many of these were likely fake, created to tilt the vote in favor of the team's agenda. The government process was not democratic, it was manipulated. This proves that Mantra DAO was decentralized in name only. Real power remained in the hands of the insiders. Just before the crash, one of the team wallets moved 3 million OM tokens to OKX. This triggered a wave of sales, liquidations, and panic. The market collapsed under the pressure with no announcements or warnings to the community. The execution was clinical and fast. A textbook example of how to rug retail without triggering alarms beforehand. No investor protection, no circuit breakers, just an open drain of value, a rug in real time on centralized exchanges. The project pushed users to bridge assets to the Mantra chain before the crash. Many users complied, thinking it was the next phase in ecosystem growth. But behind the scenes, insiders had already bridged and positioned themselves for exit. They used announcements and hype as exit liquidity. Simultaneously, millions in OTC deals, those are over the counter deals, were conducted quietly at discounted rates. When the price dipped, OTC buyers and insiders dumped without mercy. The scale of the collapse was historic, even in crypto terms. The price dropped 90% in just a few hours, and over 5.5 billion in market cap was erased. This surpasses many of the worst layer 1 collapses in terms of velocity and impact. Liquidity evaporated, price support vanished, and confidence was destroyed. Exchanges like Binance and OKX are now under pressure to respond or delist. Mantra's core infrastructure may be permanently compromised. After the dust settled, CEO Patrick Mullen, yeah, that guy looks trustworthy, made
Yeah,
a short
he
statement.
looks like a douche.
Made a short statement. He said, "My decision, my responsibility," and quickly pivoted to, "I'm focused on building a $100 billion TVL chain." That God. There was no detailed explanation, no investor results, no commitment to victims, just a cold PR line and focus on the next narrative. For a project that lost billions in value,
I
the
know
tone was
CoffeeZilla's gonna go ham on it.
alarmingly indifferent, right? This is not leadership, it's damage control. At every step, insiders remained in full control of the protocol and token dynamics. They changed tokenomics 3 times, faked governance votes through anonymous wallets, controlled bridges and liquidity access, moved tokens between wallets and exchanges like a coordinated syndicate. There was no decentralization, only deception. Mantra has notable links with centralized exchanges like HTX, formerly Huobi, and Polynex. A trust in the OM ecosystem collapses, these platforms may face scrutiny or withdrawal waves. Oh, that's a good point, guys. If you have money on so far, what exchanges have we read? OKX.
That have it. I could tell you right now that have it listed.
Yeah.
Which is funny because it's still up at 30x, believe it or not.
Right.
It's on Binance, Mexi, Bybit, KuCoin, OKX. I don't know what I think that's BitGet, Crypto.com, Kraken, Bitmart, Gate.io, BingX.
Yeah, and of course, this exists on a spectrum, right? Like we're not saying that crypto.com is compromised at all just because the token's listed. The concern is the exchanges where all of this mantra was sent to before it
Well,
was dumped.
Binance. Here's something you guys don't know. Sorry, Binance holds 35% of mantra. Then you got Gate.io, it holds 9%. Then you have OKX, which holds 6%. And Bybit holds 4. Uniswap holds 0.5%. Osmosis holds 1/10. BitGet, yeah, it was BitGet, holds 0.5%. And I don't even see Crow on here, so it must be on a different page. But Binance holds 35%. Which is crazy. Crypto.com holds 0.02%.
Right.
But I mean, Binance holding 3%. Oh my gosh, there's more money over here on Binance. They hold another 4, so they hold 38%, 40%.
Yeah, Binance could run into some withdrawal issues because of it, but Binance is so big outside of Mantra that how much of Binance's overall holdings does that account for? Like Binance would be fine through this, but they could run into a little snafu
Well,
or whatever. But I think if
that
they were going to, it would have happened
that guy
already. I don't know.
John, they'll probably take John to court.
Yeah. Uh let's see, what else is this saying? Should I bother going through the rest, or we get the point, right?
I think we get the point. That was really good, though. Really in depth read on it.
Yeah. Here's what I'll say. Guys, I know it's not time for the Cardano spotlight yet. But guys,
Cardano's dead, Trent.
this is why nobody's doing this on Cardano. I become more and more of a believer in the Cardano ecosystem every day with
Never
every
saw
bit of
that bot for sale
positive
still
news,
exists.
and with every story like this that comes out, zero downtime since 2017, and it's a stand up, peer reviewed, science backed community with a decentralized ethos
Oop, my bad.
at the core. So, anyways, I'll leave it at there for right now. What do you got cooking next?
We can go to charts, and then before going to garbage finds. I was just going to say that you should pull up your charts too. And man, the charts have been absolutely horrendously boring today. I'm not going to lie. I put a trade in at this level right here, thinking that it might hit 83,300. Never got. It got kind of close. It got to 83,730. So I was like $300 away from getting my entry. But I ended up not getting into it. Whatever. No skin off. Whatever. But I did kind of look at this diamond pattern, though. I mean, you think this is a diamond pattern trend, or am I just blowing smoke? I'm using the wrong tool for this, but I can't remember which one does all the links. So that's kind of what I was looking at. Is kind of look like a diamond
pattern. Where are you at? 15 minute?
Yeah. Quick, go to Google. Google up diamond patterns. It's something I don't pull it very often, but that's what my eyes see in here.
Yeah, I can see it. It's just 15-minute chart dumps us to what? I mean,
V-Chain's better than ADA. Yeah, dude, it was just such a boring day in the charts. I'm not gonna lie. Some days, I look at it, I'm like, I'm not gonna force anything, but I'll sit there and I'll kind of chow out it. It looks like on the 2 hour, the white waves going up for that's a bullish trend. You got money coming in 2 hour. You could say this made a trigger wave right here, but it clearly didn't give you the gains that you were expecting. And it almost looked like it was trying to create trigger waves coming down, but the fact that we had the money flow going green on the 2 hours making it difficult to actually push it down. The 4 hours is kind of like it's in this weird, like sloppy, goofy pattern, to be honest with you. We're in between these two little majors. I would say these 3 boxes right here, we're kind of stuck in the middle of them. It's just kind of boring, man.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll go ahead and switch over to my first let's see what I want to see what Market Cipher is doing on the oh wait, you already switched to the 1 day? And the
Yeah, I was just
4
looking
hour?
at the 1 day. The 1 day, it's still showing momentum to the upside because the blue wave is at dark blue is at 5 with the light wave at 15. So it has
Yeah.
a good amount on there. And then also a blue triangle symbolizes the market cipher SR, this wave right here that's bearish.
Mhm.
Eclipsing, one of the lines turned bullish. You can see it right here. There's this shade of blue coming.
Okay.
And so next thing you'd probably see would be like dang, I just pulled one of those trend lines. I don't know where it was at. Well, eclipse like a green dot over here, and that'll tell you if we're going to break up and away, or if we're going to snap back.
Right.
But it's turning bullish, and usually you want to put a trade on when you're like in the red because you're trying to catch the bottom, work your way up. So there's a chance that this little tiny blue wave stays bullish, and we can get the money flow to turn green. Then this will actually play out quite well.
Yeah.
And then the weekly, it's kind of like money flow coming down, but we're eclipsing up. I was watching, I don't know if it was market crypto face stream today, but I think it was Jason Casper, and he was talking about how even though we are kind of the money flow is coming down, he said we have a hidden divergence going on with this knuckle and this knuckle, and however I missed that part of the video and how it worked. But
Interesting.
and
Well,
this green candle does look positive, to be honest with
it's
you. It's amazing.
bullish engulfing. It's
Yeah.
bigger than the red candle that came right before it, and it's that candle is bouncing right off some support. So
Yeah, so let's break out of it so we can hit all-time high. We want to go up here, call that a day.
yeah, heck yeah.
Though I
Hey,
did want to.
at 135K for Bitcoin, I mean, say 135, that's rough, right? Anywhere from like 120 to 140. Like, I'm going to be looking at, of course, a number of indicators. I'm going to be looking at just how overheated altcoin season might look, how low Bitcoin dominance is. It just depends on a lot of factors.
Oh, you
Like,
just gave me a good idea.
huh?
Well, I could look at that too
Oh, yeah.
because I was kind of leading into not the altcoin season, but yes, the altcoin season because I noticed this yesterday is that we topped in Bitcoin on the
In
2021
2021.
in
Yeah.
October, November, right? So that means the next month it would have been the 2022nd,
Hmm.
which made me I started thinking, I was like, well, what about 2017? Well, that's December. January we topped. So it's really, we call it 2017, but you could technically say 2018. And the
Yeah.
same thing with the other one. You could also say 2022. So it makes you realize that we should be topping I'm trying to pull up 2013. And 2013 is right here. It's December also.
Hmm.
November, December. Well, going off of that, you could say historically, we're finishing on the long part of the year. So instead of saying the bull run in 2026, you could technically say we should probably peak between October and January. So realistically, we only have a little bit more to go. You know what
Hmm.
I mean? So that's too far. See, I went too far. So you could see maybe like, I don't know, 2, 3 candles right up here. We're in December right now,
Well, Yeah, I
before we
mean,
hit the peak.
Google something for me real quick while I pull up a clean chart.
You don't think my charts are very clean? Take a
No, no.
note. You lost privileges to my chart. Ooh. Why am I look? You didn't tell me what I'm Googling though, Trent.
Oh no, I'll tell you right now. So I want you to Google when the Bitcoin halving was in 2020. And let me pop my screen up. Sorry about that. Add to stage. And I am going to do a little research here on stream.
May 11th, 2020.
May 11th, 2020. Okay, so I'm going to come over here to the weekly chart.
You know how many people get into crypto and they want to buy like a physical Bitcoin? I remember I kept having people come up to me like, "Hey, this guy is telling me I could buy a physical Bitcoin." I'm like, "Don't believe him." They're like, "Well, why not?" I'm like, "Cause you can't." They're like, "Well, how do you know that?" Because I'm smart. That's not how Bitcoin works.
So we've got,
Hey, where's Nesquik tonight?
I don't know. She made a good looking thumbnail though. Let's see
Thumbnails.
here.
I wish
So
my
we've
thumbnails
got
look good.
from May 11th, 2020 until this first top was 336 days. Okay. Until the second top, it was 546 days. Now I want you to Google when the Bitcoin halving was in 2016.
July 9th.
July 9th.
Yes.
Okay.
That's my birthday.
Oh, is it?
No, it's not.
Let's see, July.
You're almost there. You're no. Yep. No.
Well, I'm just gonna take it from the 11th because I want to switch to a different chart, or a different time interval. I mean,
JG, when do you expect
July.
CopyZilla to have a video out on Mantra? Do you think he's going to be able to get the CEO on the phone? I still want to know what happened to that guy Hayden. What's his face? Hayden Ross or whatever his name was. Hayden, the guy who did the Trump and Melania coin.
518 days.
And what was the other one?
525 days from the halving to the top, right? So over here, in 2024, the Bitcoin halving happened on April 20th. Hashtag 420 if you're into that sort of thing.
Well, you should go look up the other Bitcoin halving in 2012.
I should, but
It's
okay.
November
Alright.
28th.
Okay.
Then you take them, you add them together, and you divide them by 3, and that'll give us the number we're looking for.
Right. November what?
28th. You said 518.
Yeah.
518. What was the other one? 525.
Yep. Okay, see, yeah, that one is
364 days.
yeah.
Why is that one so much shorter?
Well, because the volatility was
A lot back then, huh?
yeah. Now I will say something interesting that's making me think is that the first peak in 2021 was the April peak because we had that double top. It was like 380 days. So come over here.
Well, you add all three of those together, it's 1,407 days. Divide that by 3 is 469.
Right. So now we're in 2024, coming over to April.
What made you think of this today?
I don't know. Well, I've been, I've been knowing that we need to start looking at time frames. Not that this is like, not that we're going by this,
How
you
fast do
know,
you think the liquidity could leave the market? It's not
fast.
gonna be like
Not as fast
mantra
as it
fast,
did
I don't think.
before. No.
I think it will be like you'll get like 2-3 weeks, and then the floor will go down to the next thing, and then you get 2-3 weeks, and the floor is gonna drop again. You get two,
Yeah.
3 weeks, the floor is gonna drop again.
Well, that's why I showed a couple, last week or whatever on the Cardano spotlight. That's why I showed the difference between ADA and SHIB in terms of the amount of time the market gave you to take profits. You
What was Shibs?
had like
Because Ada
almost
had like a couple weeks.
no, ADA you had like almost 80 days to
Oh
take
yeah,
profits within a certain range, And what's interesting is that Ethereum, you had even longer. And
probably why it's not. Ethereum's dead.
right, but at the time at the time it cornered the market, and there's all sorts of reasons. But anyways, from this April 24, we're gonna go ahead and pull out. Right now, we are at 357 days. Which is interesting. Okay, so this peak right here was 280 days. We're at 357 days right now. And what did you say the average was?
Of all three of them,
Yeah.
469. But I mean, that doesn't. That's not the big. The 2012 one is kind of a weird one.
Right. Yeah.
But what's that? What does that put? What month does that put us?
But if we're going to another okay, the 469 puts us in
August?
August. Yeah.
That'd be the earliest one yet.
Right. And if we do another 5, let's say 525, puts us in September. And 580 puts us in November.
Which really lines up with the other two.
Yeah, 530, 540. 546 puts us on October 25th. Which I think, like, I'm kind of thinking that's what we could see. I mean, look at from where we are now to.
Well, I'm not disagreeing with you. I think you might be right.
And again, it's not, we're not going by this, but the trouble is that as we're going, we have to look at Bitcoin dominance. How low is it getting? If Bitcoin dominance is already down to 40% by summer, if it's already down to it's how like it can't keep losing dominance that fast, right? Pi cycle top, like do we have the pi cycle top indicator flashing? What about the total 3 market cap chart, like the altcoin chart excluding the total market cap excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum? How does that chart look? If we're seeing bullish divergence on it, if we're seeing like the RSI has been oversold for 8 weeks, like there's a lot of factors, a lot of top signals, we're not going off of that. We have to, fear and greed index. How long is the market been in extreme greed.
A very,
So,
very long time.
so it's like, there's a lot of factors that we have to look at once we get there. Anyways, I'll come over to our regularly scheduled charting, and I'll come back to
What we think
Bitcoin
Bitcoin's going to do.
USDT right here, and I'm going to
Well,
turn back on my drawings and indicators. So here's what I'm looking at for Bitcoin. That's the weekly chart. Let me go back to the 1 day. Get a sip.
I'm thinking ADA is about to move upwards
Oh
in
yeah,
the course of the next 5 hours to 8 hours.
nice. That's good for my long, which I'll show you here in a minute. No
But then
pun
on the
intended.
larger time frame, we're going down
Yeah.
on the 8th hour.
So we've broken out of this blue trend line that I drew for us last week. We've broken past it. We retested it. We didn't quite retest it, but we retested the 21 EMA here, this white line. Currently, where's my VRVP?
By the way, on the 2-hour diamond that I drew earlier, it hasn't broken out yet, but on the 3-hour candles, it says we have broken out that triangle to the upside.
On what triangle?
That the diamond I drew.
Oh, got you. Yeah. So, see the
4-hour looks
what happened
bullish.
to my VRVP? Why is it going away? There we go. So let me get rid of this. All right. So we've broken out of that blue line. We retested the 21 EMA here at $82,900, which during our monster 5-hour stream on Friday, I was telling us that I expected $82,900. I think I did say it could go a little bit lower, but I was basically expecting 82.9 for a bounce, which is what we got, and it lined up with the 21 EMA. It didn't quite retest the blue trend line, but it basically did. There's a horizontal line of support, and the 21 EMA coming in right above that blue line. So it was never really going to bounce exactly off of the blue line for a retest. I believe we can consider this a bullish
You okay if I
retest.
put your chart on the screen?
Oh, yeah, go ahead. Sorry. What was I not showing it the whole time?
No.
Oh, go. You can always just go ahead and throw it up if I'm doing
Okay.
it. So anyways, here's the blue line I was talking about that we drew. The bounce right here on this red candle came in off of the 21 EMA and a horizontal line of support. So it was never exactly going to retest the blue downtrending line of resistance, which is why I believe that we can consider this a retest of the breakout. So you also had, after breaking out, a green red green candle pattern, which is bullish, and this fourth candle right here is green, which you would expect after a green red green. Look, you had a green red green back here, and the next candle was green. You had a green red green right here, and the next candle was red. However, I mean this one was this first candle was an indecision
It was a wonky one.
candle with 2 long wicks on either side, so I wouldn't really, I would consider that skews data. But, you have to take everything into consideration. But right here, we got green, red, green, followed by a fourth green candle. The fourth green candle that we are getting is breaking above another horizontal line of resistance, which is getting you into the territory here, especially after this yellow line of resistance. It's getting you into the territory of a huge low volume gap, bringing you all the way up to $93,723. And after that point, we'll have to wait and see what the patterns are looking like at that point. So I think we're looking incredibly bullish right now. We're going to resume a new uptrend is the point. So another thing that would be interesting to look at in terms of where we are in the cycle is at what point did we retest the previous all-time high? Right? Like at what point in 2021 did we retest uh the the biggest previous all-time high? So, that I'll look at those later because I'm not gonna keep everyone waiting while I'm quiet and looking at all that. But maybe tomorrow we'll bring that on. So right now, I think we're looking bullish. Let's come down to the 4-hour chart.
I
And let's
agree with you.
On the 4-hour chart. Again, we've broken out of our downtrending line of resistance. We have broken above the point of control. The point of control is the area where the most trading has occurred on the candles that are visible on the screen. It's the VRVP, the volume range of the visible profile. So with what you can see on the screen, this white line called the point of control is where the most volume has taken place. It's where the most buy and sell orders have been placed is at this white line. We've broken above it. Not only have we broken above it, we're currently fighting to get above this green line of support right here that I've already showed you. And just like we saw on the daily chart, the volume gets thinner and thinner as we break upward.
The volume bigger.
And on the 4-hour chart, the RSI is not overheated at all, which is a great thing. We're also on the RSI. This purple line is peaking just above the yellow line, which is, hinting at a breakout. Come down to the 1 hour. And on the 1 hour, we're trending up. We're above the point of control,
Yeah.
above the 21 EMA. And
I need to start learning how to pull better fibs.
it's I don't know. This one's a little bit harder to read
good,
on the 1
JD.
hour, which
And
is
that's what I was
why,
struggling with too.
yeah, which is why we've been so we've felt sort of sideways,
Well, you think too,
sideways slash up, right?
and you think about it too, Trent. If you look at the nodes, like it doesn't really want to go down because no nodes down the liquidity for it to really grab.
Right. Right. 15-minute.
That's where I was looking at. I couldn't make heads or tails. That's where I drew the diamond on it.
Yeah, we've consolidated. This kind of shows you why we are where we are on the 1 hour. Because it's up, down, peak to bottom, sideways. It's hard to know what to make of it, other than the 21 EMA is trending upwards. So it may take a little bit of time, but it's getting there. 7-minute chart, man, we're looking good right here with thin volume above us. That's showing me that the 15-minute and the 1 hour could start turning really bullish. And finally, the 1 minute.
Well, that's finally our favorite.
Again, man, you've got this.
No volume. It's like
Yeah.
knocking on the door. We're ready. We're about to break through. Knock, knock, knock.
Yeah. And look, we're not even that overheated on the RSI on the 1 minute. So I don't know, guys. We could wake up in
Just
the
a
morning
breakout.
with some double-digit gains. The last thing that I'll show us on the charts, I should save this for the actually,
See with
yeah.
my eyes. Well, I'm cross-eyed though, and my heart's led me astray before.
Fib
Oh,
is just a fancy way of
you
pulling
see that? It
natural
just ticked
support
up
line. You
again,
don't
Trent,
need
on the
fib
1 minute.
lines. Hold on, JG said fib is just a fancy way of pulling natural support line. You don't need fib lines on top. You can see with your eyes and heart.
No,
Yeah,
that's where I said my eyes and my heart.
oh yeah, no, I agree with that. I've honestly never used it. I've watched videos of people using it, and I've thought the same thing to myself, like, you know, support lines, right? Natural support lines. I guess the place where fibs can come in is if you're theorizing about the future, right? Like,
Well, I think another way it can come in too is it does help you theorize about the future. But if other people are pulling fibs as well, you know the exact number that they're looking at.
yeah, right. Hmm.
Wait, are you ready to move on to what I found in the trash today?
Yeah, let's do it.
Because I'm stoked. JG, you got any guesses? Because I'm telling you, this is going to be absolutely freaking wicked. Yes, he's here. JG, I'll give you a couple hints. It came, I found it in a case. It's arm's length and it has no electricity.
Is it a gun? It's God in action.
Ooh, let me go grab it for you.
Drum roll, drum roll. What could this be?
What do you think of
What?
that? What do you think of that?
No,
And the buttons still work. That's
no
sweet.
way.
And it came in a case. Ah! I need like the little tips. I actually have no idea what I'm looking at, to be honest with you. Besides, I know it's a saxophone, but it has like these little wooden things that I'm pretty sure go inside the tube. I'm missing like the tip, the little mouthpiece.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that's missing that I found. And it probably could just fell out. And it has like this. I don't know if you can see the intricate design on the flowers in the front.
Why would somebody throw that away?
I don't know, man.
Oh my God. I should have
Okay.
known what it was when you said it looked like a suitcase.
No, I said it was in a suitcase. I didn't say it looked like a suitcase. Even still, if I don't ever learn how to play it, which I'm really tempted to try to learn, this is great wall art.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, I'm pretty
That is
stoked about it.
wild.
It's pretty, man. Like you can see how pretty that is. Should have seen Hal's face.
I
I don't understand why somebody just didn't want to just sell it or give it away.
right.
Like donate it to like a music place.
Look, I was not a band nerd in high school, okay? I wasn't good enough at band to be a band nerd.
Taco.
Yeah, but I did like emotional decision, exactly. Right. Like I did, play the trumpet for a couple years, whatever, but
Emotional decision. It probably could have been emotional decision. Like someone could have passed away. I don't think that's what happened, but I don't
yeah.
know that's what happened. Or maybe somebody went through a divorce and they're like throwing out your saxophone, you jackweed. Teach you a lesson. Yeah, you have to go get you a new saxophone. Yeah, threw out the stupid case too.
Like
Maybe he was a kid going to college. I don't know.
pawn shops pay money for brass instruments, man. Like that's
Yeah, no, at least it
crazy.
was a drum set. That would have been way harder to fit in my truck. Strapping into the sides of the truck, the walls. Dude, today was a pretty adventurous day. I'm not gonna lie. I almost caught fire. That's somebody. It started like around 8 o'clock. I was like smelling smoke, and sometimes you'll get like leaves and stuff on top of your engine, and so it'll burn up pretty quick. But I was
Yeah.
like smelling like, man, it's really not going away. And I got out and started looking, and there was like a sock, and it was like fully inflamed on my engine. Like, ooh, that's not a good sign, and had to like stomp it out. And then I found like 2 other things that I thought could lead into something in the garbage. I was like, what's this? And I opened it up, there was nothing there. And when I saw the saxophone, I was like, dude, I already got my truck 3 times. I'm in a hurry today. And then I saw it kind of fall out, and I was like, that kind of looked like a suitcase, but it didn't quite look like a suitcase because it was in the box, you know? And I like to rummage through people's garbage, not in the open, because people get weirded out. So where I was located at, there was not a whole lot of shrubbery. So I kind of found myself like a little small bush. And I was like a little bush person. And I kind of jumped out and looked. I'm like, what the hell? I was like, total score. I just clamped it shut. I was like, I'll look at this later. I went through it in my truck as fast as I could.
Yeah, man. Hey, does your truck have the claws
What do you
that you
mean?
the claws that come out of your truck and you pick up the trash
Yeah,
can?
I have a grabber. Yeah. And
Oh
I have a
yeah, the
joystick
grabber.
over here. It's literally like my hand. They go hand in hand, like whatever I do. It's a total muscle memory. It's like open, close, tilt box up and down, and hold it, and you bring the box all the way up and it tucks it. You
Cause
extend, you go like this, it extends out, grab it, bring it back.
like I just wonder what tips you off to get out and look at something, you know?
Dude, I look at everybody's crap, man. You know, when I look at a lot of crap, you start recognizing that's not a normal thing that people throw away. You know
That's
what I
not a
mean?
normal crap.
Yeah, not normal crap. But I've always kind of had this type of gift. Like even when I was a kid, to this day, I'll see coins on the ground. I pick them up, and I just can't not pick them up because it's a coin. Like JG knows, it's like treasure hunting at like the thrift store. When you see something, you're like, that looks kind of cool. And sometimes
Dude,
it
that's
turns into
crazy.
nothing, but oftentimes it does.
Yeah. Well,
What do you got for the Kodana spotlight?
yes. So going
I'm pretty
into
excited
the
about that.
Cardano spotlight,
I wonder if Charles Hoskinson knows how plays a sax. He looks like a saxophone player.
Charles
Or a banjo.
Hoskinson looks like a piccolo
Banjo.
player. No, I'm kidding. Um, no, yeah, he looks like a stringed instrument kind of guy. Guitar.
Or
Anyway.
bass. Boom, boom,
Oh
boom,
yeah,
boom,
yeah,
boom,
yeah.
boom, boom.
Right. So I'm gonna go ahead and share this tab instead.
Tab tools?
No, this is my BidFi account, and right now I am in a long on ADA, and
Everybody liquidate them. You see the price. Make it happen on the stream. Mantra that shit. I mean,
or send me up.
yeah. Send them up.
Um,
Reverse mantra it.
send me to the moon. We're at. I've got $3,674
See, JG knows.
put up on this trade, and my entry price. Now this was an average entry price because I scaled this up. My first entry was at 58 cents, and my second entry was at 63 cents. I was comfortable with the 63 cents because half of my entry was down here at 58, right? So I was okay going in so heavy on the 63 because I knew my average entry price would be around 60, 61. And right now I'm currently up $280 on that, and that's only with a 7.6% gain. So not too shabby. If
What type of
I
gain do you think you will get out of it total?
Yeah, so if I go ahead and put my take profit.
Oh, by
If
the way,
my
too, JG, I sent Trent the video of a man being dumped in the garbage can. So Hopefully we can get that on the next live show. Did you get that video?
Yes, I did. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So the price goes back to $1. I'm up $4,400 on this, basically.
That's good gains.
Yeah. Price goes to 120. I'm up $6,700. Price goes to $2. I'm up 15 grand, so about 16 grand at $2.
Well, let's hope it goes to like $8, which is like 80 grand.
You want me to do it for shits and giggles? Yeah,
I mathed it in my head.
you did.
Yeah.
Hey, you matched it pretty good in your head.
Now I'm half buzzed too. It's okay. I'm a garbage man.
I'm looking to close this trade like at the retest of the all-time high probably and walk away with 27 grand. Now, that is unless the price goes up quite a bit and like disproportionately to the rest of the market. Like if the price went to let's see, 10% out of a 6% increase. Sounds risky. Well, yeah, I mean that's why using leverage is risky. However, my liquidation price is at 30 cents. So, unless I think it's going down to 30 cents, I'm not even setting a stop loss on this one, which is bad behavior. So,
Don't do what he did.
yeah. It is admittedly bad behavior. However, I just don't think this is going to 30 cents before it's going to $2. You know what I mean? Like what's it going to first? $2 or 30 cents? I don't know. There's like the only reason that I didn't like sell everything in my ADA wallet to put it in this trade is just out of principle, right? You shouldn't do it. Like, because if I did do it, like, man, is greed gonna keep me from like getting out of the trade? So, like that. Otherwise, I don't even think it's that bad of an idea. Like in the back of my mind, I still wonder if I should do it. Yeah, 30 cent stop sounds very safe. I agree. Yeah. So,
well, Trent, Mantra crashed today.
right.
Well, what do you think? That was an RWA play. So what do you think how many of the RWA plays still stand? I mean, you got Undo, and Undo's backed by BlackRock. Do you feel like that should be a pretty safe play?
Oh yeah. I'm in a long on Undo and Render over on Femex.
What's your liquidation price?
My liquidation price on Undo is like 50 cents.
Go get them, boys. Looks like meat's back on the menu.
My liquidation price on Render is like $1.80.
Freaking 50 cents. It kind of got kind of close than like a few weeks ago, right?
Yeah, I wasn't worried. I mean, it was like
68 cents.
Yeah. That's because I've been sitting on those trades, a little longer than I should have. Like, I wasn't quite seeing how steep this dip was going to go yet, and I jumped the gun on those two. So, I've been sitting at a little bit of a loss on those two, but that's okay
Hey,
because
it's okay.
yeah,
You'll get them.
yeah. But this one, man, I feel good about. I like. I don't know. It's like I said, it's the kind of thing that makes you want to sell
Have a
everything
beer.
in your wallet and jump in, but not. I'm not going to do that. Don't worry. You don't have to worry that much about my state of mind.
Well, you should only do that. You should only do that polka dot.
Oh. So that being said, I'll come over to one other thing on Cardano Spotlight and we'll wrap up. I'll share this tab instead. This is a longer one, but I'll speed read through it. This is Andrew, one of the developers at Bitcoin OS, which is the infrastructure that is making Bitcoin and Cardano interoperability possible. So, is it up here? Yeah, it's up here. He said, I've spent years as a diehard Bitcoin maxi. Now I'm captivated by Cardano and its relationship with Bitcoin via Bitcoin OS. What I've learned is that Cardano doesn't have to be one of many blockchains competing with, distracting from, or attacking Bitcoin. Rather, Cardano is on Bitcoin's team and will make life better for Bitcoin hodlers like me. I'll be diving deep into this fascinating intersection moving forward and the rich projects building in it. For now, here's a quick explanation. Bitcoin OS is a game changer. Trustless cross chain Bitcoin vaults, Cardano smart contract execution on Bitcoin layer 1, and interoperable tokens between the two. You guys hear that? Interoperable tokens that can be held in your Bitcoin or Cardano wallet. This goes beyond mere bridging. It's the fusion of complementary giants. Cardano brings smart contracts and tokens, tools Bitcoin lacks. Bitcoin is the king of value, but it's rigid. Cardano's ecosystem, think DeFi, dApps, adds flexibility Bitcoin can tap into. As at Eden Yago says, turning Bitcoin into an operating system, not just a coin. Unlike Ethereum's account model, Cardano's UTXO aligns with Bitcoin's DNA. Bitcoin OS calls them UTX bros for a reason. Cardano's design offers predictability and scalability other smart contract layers can't match, making it the ideal Bitcoin sidekick. Babel fees are coming per IOHK Charles Hoskinson. I can pay fees in Bitcoin while Cardano's ADA works under the hood. For Bitcoin purists like me, this means no compromise. I stay Bitcoin only while enjoying Cardano's perks. Cardano's 100% uptime since 2017, its community's long term vision mirrors Bitcoin's ethos. No shortcuts, no rug pulls. Just like us Bitcoiners, they're in it for decades, not pumps. Talk to Cardano folks. Many are Bitcoiners at heart. They hodl Bitcoin, admire its roots, and see Cardano as an extension, not a rival. At Eden Yago notes, Bitcoin OS could end one coin maximalism. Bitcoin and ADA thrive together. Bitcoin's $1.5 trillion market cap meets Cardano's tech. I'm hooked. Cardano's community embracing Bitcoin as a renewed core focus has been beautiful to watch and deserves major props. Moreover, seeing other Cardano projects now build specifically for Bitcoiners like Sundial Protocol and Tokyo IO and many others is extremely exciting. They deserve to be talked about, and my friends in Bitcoin deserve to know about them. So I'll be writing all about it. As someone who works at Bitcoin OS, I'll talk all about Bitcoin OS too. Follow me to stay in the loop. Don't fight Bitcoin, join Bitcoin. What a little graphic right here.
I was looking at that the whole time. You know, he had ChatGPT make that.
Well, you're talking about because the 1, 2, 3, yeah, like you can see that, but regardless, these are his. He heavily edited this. If he did have ChatGPT make it, because look how many personalized items there are in here.
sunglasses, and shoes.
Oh, I thought you meant the thread. You're talking about the image. I don't think he had ChatGPT make this because ChatGPT is not nearly this advanced with its graphics yet.
All I know is that Cardano looks like a gumball, and Bitcoin looks like a form of currency. Min swap,
Well,
and there's no such thing as good bridges for Cardano.
why?
Why what?
I mean, where's the best Cardano? Oh, where are the best Cardano decks in Bridge? Well, the best Cardano decks is MinSwap. That's where I trade on Cardano. And you say I like your long plays. Thank you. Yes, MinSwap for sure. Bridges, I mean, I don't. People aren't really bridging from Cardano to other chains is the thing, and not to other layer ones. Like the bridge is going to be Bitcoin OS, and Cardano is carving out this niche in being like the most interoperable chain with Bitcoin ever, and that's fine. I don't need it to bridge to all of
You
the
don't need
other
to
layer
bridge
ones.
Cardano, Trent, because you can just sell it and buy XRP.
Right. Well, the thing is, I have to look into XRP. It's not UTXO, I don't think.
You think?
But the UTXO transaction model means that Bitcoin, Dogecoin, and a couple others that are UTXO, all of that liquidity can power Cardano DeFi. Like, this is incredible. Guys, without USDC and USDT, UTXO makes it possible for Cardano DeFi to have more liquidity than any other chain. It makes it possible for Cardano DeFi to have more liquidity than Solana, Sui, and AVAX combined. I mean, almost every other layer one in the top 100 combined. Not to mention, yes, Charles has talked about XRP partnerships. I mean, maybe I'll save that one for tomorrow's live stream. We'll play the video of Charles talking about the XRP partnership. But
Well, I know there was that video that had the chip that we showed on Friday.
there's a bridge for sure. For people to put USDC on Cardano and then swap to ADA. Yeah, I get it.
I think in
It's just not a popular thing in the Cardano community. I don't think.
I don't think it is either, because if they had like their own stable coins and all that stuff, that'd be another flood of liquidity coming into Cardano, and that's why they're working on like a stable coin.
Well, they have many of their own stable coins.
Well,
It's just
yeah, but
people are
it's so
tripping
different.
because they're not USDC and they're not
Yeah,
USDT. Like they have
yeah.
USDM, they have IUSD, and they have DJED, and which is an algorithmic stablecoin, and they have a couple others. I mean, they're building their own robust
I
stablecoin
don't think I've ever
ecosystem.
touched an algorithm stable coin though, ever since the Luna.
I would touch. This is how much I believe in Cardano. I would touch an algorithmic stable coin on Cardano. I don't believe it's going to depeg. That's a bold statement, I know, but I mean, look at DAI on Ethereum. DAI has had its moments of turbulence. I get it, but it's around and kicking, and and Cardano is 1,000 times more decentralized than that. And the DJED, the way DJED is pegged is makes it very, very, very hard to depeg. I'll say it that way. We'll get into the technicals of it on another episode, but that's all I got for right now. What's on your mind?
That's it, man. I rate my stout. It was good. It tastes like a normal stout. I mean, they all kind of taste the same to me. And Guinness tastes a little different, but generally the kind of coffee-ish flavor with
Mhm.
like a smoky wood aftertone to the palate.
Yeah.
They're good. 7.5, 7.3. I don't know. It's just not my go-to. Too much of a meal.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I get into the bourbon barrel aged stouts with like USDC and DT are the ones for me. I get it. Yeah, I'm gonna give mine a 8 point.
Can you rate it yours without finishing it?
Eight 8.6,
It's pretty high.
which is the highest that I've given so far. I gave Fundamental Observation, which was a barrel aged stout from Bottle Logic. I gave that stout an 8.4. So yeah, this was
Paint
good
chips.
stuff right here.
It looked good. It really did.
So
And then I like the art that they used.
yeah. Any closing thoughts? Want to sign us off?
Sure. Guys.
And have a good night, JG.
Yeah, JG. Smash the like. Hit the bell to subscribe. And when in doubt, just know that I'm not the best at taking selfies. You guys have a great night.